talking. Hi, everybody. It's me and John talking. I guess you're kind of curious what the NDO is, but we'll get to that in a minute. First off, I made three little doodads I was going to show off as we get started. Oh, there's people talking. Artco, Johnny Drone Flyer, SoCal Drones. Oh, so you're coming in to say have a good show and leave? Oh, please don't tell me that, man. You're going to make me have a complex. I'm going to have to go see Philly shrink. Okay, where was I going? Oh, I was over here. I was like, ain't this cool? But you can't say anything. Or can we talk? Yeah, we can still talk, can't we? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No? You couldn't hear me, could you?
I could hear you.
Okay, I guess they can hear me too. And then, wait a minute. This. Hello, folks, and as you can see, it's me and John. Now, let's see. Does this look better, or does it look awkward?
Oh, I like this. I like the way
that way I don't stick it on
the drone
on
in the
edge,
background.
Yeah, the edge of your head. Oh yeah, the drone in the background. Where's the drone in the background?
Right here.
Okay, I don't know. Anyway, so welcome everybody to season 4, episode 40, NDO. And I know a lot of people are like, "What the hell is NDO?" So I will get more in depth into that. So we're going to keep it kind of. Hello, Adrian. Hello, John Cuppi. Hello, Quicksilver. Hello, Mel 400 AGL, SoCal Drones, Artco Drone Solutions. Glad to have everybody in the house. And Hot Rod and Daytona. What? Can't hear you? Huh? What? What'd you say? Johnny Drone Flyer. Michael Wright. Good to see you too. I pretty much yelled at everybody's name except Jody at the very beginning. Drone Shots came in at the very beginning of the show. Dave Ennis, hello, Coaster. Good to see you. And my partner to this evening is John Cuppi. Ron had a quick trip up north, and he's not going to be with us this evening because he can't stream. He doesn't have enough bandwidth to stream. Ethan got called to duty, so he's not going to be with us this evening. John, after me putting a leash and dragging him in, he finally relented and said, "Okay, fine, I'll come on." So anyway, we're going to try to pay attention to the chat tonight. Oh, Casey, FPV, good. The man who converted from the Mavic to FPV completely.
Wow.
Is he digital? Are you digital now, Casey, or are you still analog? Ray Kelly, good to see you in the house. Okay, and Adrian's here also. I want to make sure everybody, Ridge Flyer, you're in the house. Okay, so everybody's here. We're talking. I'm going to get to NDO. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that it means new drone order. But first off, let's go with the pleasantries. So we're going to share the screen. Everybody knows we're happy because we got the new DJI Osmo Pocket. Oh, excuse me, not Osmo. We don't say Osmo anymore. It's the Pocket 2. And I just discovered this while John and I were talking. Watch this. Ain't this neat? Ooh, yeah. Ooh, baby. Ain't that? And I did that effect all here on my computer just for you guys. Yeah, yep. That's something. Now, the thing about this is I'm going to pull one of those things like Sean Oz would say or Ethan Mitchell would say. The DJI Pocket 2 is what the DJI Osmo Pocket should have been. It should have had that little gimbal on it. It should have had all that stuff on it. To be honest with you, I'm not seeing it. What all did they really add to this thing? Okay, we got pocket size, 3-axis gimbal. The sensor's a little bit bigger, but they thought to begin with it was going to be the Air 2 sensor, but it's not. It's a tiny bit smaller, right?
Looks like it. To be honest with you, I'm not really up to date on all the pocket stuff because I wasn't interested in the first pocket, and then the second pocket, like for me, I mean, I've got a cell phone. I'm the kind of person who would go for like a GoPro or something like that. I've got my Osmo. The pocket is just not something I would jump into.
You're the guy that goes into the fair and pops all the kids' balloons, aren't you?
That's right, exactly. I've got my popper right here.
Oh my God! But no,
I'm ready to burst your bubble right here.
I'm not gonna buy one.
All right, let's ask the chat. Let's be honest, you guys.
Yeah, what do you think? Hey, Mitch, this is right here. Wait, the man who taught Bardwell everything he knows,
Professor
none other than old guy in the drum, Mitch. And I got something in my eye. Go ahead.
All right, let's ask the chat. How many of you guys are buying it? And if you are buying it, I'm curious as to like why you're buying this when like we've all got these cell phones that also take these fantastic photos and videos.
That's why
I'm genuinely interested. Actually,
That's why I'm not buying it.
Actually, you had said that. I
was going to be on the the cusp, and I was like, okay, it's 9 a.m. I can order, and then I realized I was like, why? I barely use the other one, and I don't even know everything that it does.
Yeah, so Bro next year is saying I've not been interested in the Osmo Pocket either, and they're an outdoors action kind of guy. See, okay.
Oh wow, yeah. So yeah, because I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna upgrade. My wife and I. Whoa, I'm over here swirling around.
There's Quicksilver. I think it looks cool and probably works great, but I would probably not buy it since I can accomplish the same shots with the iPhone XR and GoPro Session 5. That's right. The new iPhone is out too, right?
Yeah, that's because I'm going to go for the Pro Max again. We're going to upgrade our 11s to the 12s, and they shoot 10. Don't they shoot 10-bit HDR? Am I wrong or right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, well, too bad Ethan is not here because he would know. He knows all that. He knows all that crap.
But I'm just telling you. And then I've already got the OM4.
I mean, look, it looks sweet. Look, it looks like a sweet product. It's just I just wouldn't be able to justify it myself personally.
Yeah, because I don't know. Do you really want what the extra kit? The creators kit, they call it. Let's see. Ron's messaging. Oh, sounds good. Yeah, okay. He's ready for next week. And don't forget, next week is support your local drone channel. I'm going to figure out something during the week. Yes, I'm still rambling, I know. But I'm going to figure out something during the week or the rest of this week in between and maybe do a little short live or something to figure out a way to get channels set up so that I can share them more readily and get things going.
I'm seeing more. I'm seeing more input here. Johnny Drone Flyer says, "Not me. I have the original." Brent Ariel says, "I have the OM3. That works great with my iPhones." Let's see. We've got Broke Next again saying, "For vlogging and moving, there might not be much better. If the mic is better than the Hero 8 or 9, the new GoPros, they're super smooth." And Leonard Oglesby, hope I said your name right, pulled the trigger on the GoPro 9. So yeah, DJI's got a lot of competition here with this thing as well, coming out all at once with the new phone, the new GoPro. I wonder.
We were asking everybody, Sergio, about if they were going to invest as we're looking at the Pocket 2. We got the time lapse mode, you got the story mode, you got the active track 3.0, AI editor. They had something kind of like this before, but this seems a little bit more in depth. But something tells me this is going to be part of the Nemo app. So you're going to end up getting it anyway if you've got the Nemo app.
That's true, right? Yeah, all that is the Nemo app.
So wait a minute, let's get to the specs. I want to see what the specs are telling me. This is okay. 3-axis gimbal, tilt pan, everything pretty much the same. Mechanical range.
Jaybird Drone, I love my Osmo Action too. It's been a really fantastic camera. Ooh, it's a little early for the phones.
Well, I don't think that. I think it's telemarketers, and thank goodness Nemo Robo.
That's true.
Nemo Robo caught him and smacked him down with one ring. Let's see, a 1 by 1.7 CMOS sensor. So that's just a tiny bit smaller than the Mavic Air, correct? Or am I wrong?
I don't know. You'd have to ask the chat on that one.
Is that smaller or larger? I can't fly it on a quad. Good point, Mitch. That's a very good point. You can't fly it on a quad.
Yeah, that's one other thing.
I really and truthfully am not seeing, unless there's some manual stuff that they've added. We got the electronic shutter.
Yeah, it would be great to be able to fly something like this on a quad. See, you know what I really want to see? I want to see,
and look at your go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, because GoPro is pretty much kind of abandoned the whole session form factor. We're never probably going to see that again from them.
You can't even get HDR in 4K. HDR is only 2.7 up to 30 frames per second.
Oh.
Full HD at 1080 up to 30. You get, and HDR is only at 30 frames per second, 1080. So, and then everything else is pretty much the same as it was before, except you do have raw pictures now. Ooh, raw pictures on the pocket. I don't know. But anyway, and supported. Yeah, I don't see.
Does anyone else feel like they're like me and they would be too clumsy to hold the device like this in their hands? That if they were walking and they tripped and that would be it.
I'm sorry. Let me get back. I'm sorry. I was rambling and I've left off with the chat. Y'all can just bitch at me and say, "Hey, you stupid ass, get back to work." John Cuppi. Hey, John Cuppi. I'm catching on Jaybird. I'm just trying to highlight some people. Hey, what's up, Sergio? Where's Mike at? Oh, there's Mike. Mike's down here. Never mind. All right. So if y'all hadn't checked them out, they're two cool brothers that do a lot of stuff. Mike did a setup video for the Feeney. What is it? X8 2020. It was actually really cool. I enjoyed it. But you were really excited in that video. Like you were like really excited for the whole video, and I liked your enthusiasm, but I can really tell you were excited. It was I loved the video. And I love
Mel is saying that it has a gimbal save feature if you drop it. That's very interesting. That's very.
How do you mean? Okay, cool.
Although I still feel like if I dropped it hard enough, what that gimbal's gonna be in trouble.
But I don't see I do know that the extra. Let's see what we get.
I say that as someone who just unfortunately drops a lot of,
the creator combo with the creator. Let's get the. Okay, well, we get in trouble. We'll probably get in trouble. I better not do that. I do know that Peter McKinnon was talking about what all he came with it. You do get the little lavalier with the dead cat mouse, and you can snap it on and shit like that. But the thing that was really cool that he showed us, all your attachments are now, there's a magnetic strip inside the case, and they all will stick inside the case. Oh. So you don't have to worry about losing all that crap anymore.
Oh.
So, everything here, like here where it slides in and out, this compartment,
right?
And you've got the gimbal set up here. You've got your two phone connectors here. There's a magnetic strip in this section of the case, and they magnetically just click in there.
Oh, and it comes with a dead cat too. That's nice.
Yeah, well, see, there's the lavalier, and you can click it onto the unit and everything. And then it's called the all-in-one handle. I'm sorry, let me get this off of here. Let me go. Tink.
I mean, it looks like the ultimate handheld device if you're looking for a device that just does one thing and does that one thing well. That's for sure.
To address what you were talking about, Peter was talking about that you needed to add on this little apparatus. I hope you all can see my mouse cursor. The all-in-one handle. It's basically got everything in it. It's got Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, audio, Wi-Fi audio. I mean, I don't know, but it's supposed to have everything into it. And then there's a little compartment down here at the bottom where you can actually snap this off, and it's got a USB 3.0, and you just plug this in. So I'm wondering if they're going to add other stuff to it in the future to where you can plug other stuff into it. But I guess now the old one is just obsolete pretty much. But I guess something's making me wonder if these two attachments, your Lightning connection and your 3.0, would still work from one Osmo.
Yeah, those are USB-C and Lightning, which I guess we're going to be seeing the Lightning connector for quite some time more.
Why do you say that?
Because we did not go USB-C for the new iPhone.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, it's the USB-C connector. A lot of people were very upset about that. No USB-C for the new iPhone.
Because it won't go it doesn't charge quite as fast as USB-C. Is that it? Or what is the difference?
I don't really know why Apple won't make USB-C proper now. There's really no reason not to do it. I think it's just they're holding on to something to keep in their ecosystem, and that's it.
All right, let me see something over here. Close this. Okay, no, I don't want to do that yet because that's my thing. And then if anybody got to see today, we found out the prices of the packaging on the Mavic Mini 2. And I haven't really seen anything on the Mavic Mini 2 to really blow me out of the water either, other than the fact that it's going to shoot 4K. Is it going to shoot 4K at 30 or 60? What's the rumor, guys? What's the rumor?
Favorite is asking me, what do I use to remove the lens cover on the Osmo Action? It seems stuck. I don't know. I've never had to remove it. I've always thought that's going to come off if I break it or scratch it. I've never had to take it off.
Well, I remember I got that filter kit.
Okay, so how do you remove it?
Twist it off.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that's what I have to do, right? It's just
screws on and off, man.
But it's a really you have to give it a really hard.
Hang on. I've done it many times. Wait.
There you go. Yeah. I've never removed it before. Oh, that's so easy. I got to tell you, that is so easy compared to have the old GoPro sitting here. To change this lens, forget it. Good luck. I'm just sitting here from last week's show when we did the old drones.
What? Wait. Okay, my wife is. Okay. I'm not trying to do this. John, talk to him.
I'll take over. I'll take over. Let's see. We've got 5 zone drone quadcopters thanking me for help with the computer problem. He had no problem, man. Mel is saying that it unscrews very hard the first time. Yeah, I felt like I tried to take it off once just to see what was going on, and I was like, yeah, forget it. If this is stuck on here, I don't feel like taking it off. I don't have any reason to take it off. I'm just gonna leave it alone and deal with that when it comes to pass. But good to know from Mel that it unscrews very hard the first time. That makes sense. Let's see. We've also got.
You did it again.
What did I do?
It unscrews very hard the first time.
Oh, hey, that's good to know.
My first girlfriend said that.
It's good to know, though.
My first girlfriend
like I said,
that.
It's good to know, though, because honestly, mine unscrewed hard first time, too.
Okay,
Sly Dad was saying hello to me. Hello, Sly Dad. Nice eagle avatar there. We've got Hot Rod Daytona saying, why the hell is the Fly More kit another $50 on top of the $50 for the drone? Because what do you get in the Fly More kit? You get the extra 3 batteries, right? Or something like that. You're paying for the batteries. SoCal Drone, no, I've never tried to live stream with my Osmo Action. I've never had a reason to live stream with it. I know Nell has live streamed with it before, I believe, but I have not. Let's see. Yeah, Giant Drone Fire. Gonna need another stimulus for these new gadgets coming out.
All right, now here's why I named tonight's episode "The New Drone Order." Because I get this. I get what this is. John's like, oh, it's not that big a deal. But I don't really feel like they need a patent.
Well,
this is kind of like a traffic light system for drones. I get that part. I kind of get that. It's kind of a, okay, I get all that. But the whole point is they allowed someone to have a patent on this. So, I don't. What scares me is, and John, you've said no, you don't think it's coming. I really and truthfully think what they're going to do is they're going to take advantage of how much we love to fly, and you can see this here how it's broadcasting. It's telling everyone here where everyone is, and you can look on your phone and it's showing. It's not giving personal information. Thank God. It's basically saying, UASID, da 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 da. And then it's saying operator, But the thing about it is you look down here and it says John Doe, and then it gives your phone number too.
Right. I mean, look, this is a mock-up image for the patent.
Right. And they've already said yes. So all this privacy stuff, everything. So they're just like, oh, no. I'm telling you, they're going to shove it down our throats. They're going to say, okay, you're going to have to tell us how long you're going to fly, why you're going to fly. And they're going to you're going to carve out a section. You're going to make just like you do when you're asking for clearance in Lance. You'll make like a little square, or you'll draw it out of what area you're going to use. And they're going to tell you, okay, this is how much it's going to cost you. And then they're going to, and John's thinking it's only going to be like pennies at a time. I personally think they're going to ream us because they don't want us flying anyway. I'm thinking that if you want to fly for 30 minutes, it's probably going to cost you $45 to fly in a 400-foot square box, up to 400 feet. That's me. Now, John, you can give your alternate view of what's going on.
All right, so what we're looking at here is a patent for this company's method of implementing remote ID. So they've literally patented a method of doing it. Now, the patent office, keep in mind, the patent office pretty much has nothing to do with the FAA, and the patent office actually, unfortunately, especially in the software world, patents a lot of crap like this, that is stuff that's literally just a method, and it can be really frustrating. And here's the problem with this. Here's what I don't like about this. Depending on how much is this patent going to conflict with other companies' implementations now of remote ID? Is this company, are we going to, is Autel, DJI, all of them, are they going to owe royalties now to this company if their method of remote ID crosses into this one? I mean, that's bad for consumers.
You notice the thing that's going to be that they've already got a patent on, and right. I was pointing out to you, it's got your name and your phone number on it. And John just pointed out, okay, how is any other company going to get by with doing that? Right? That's what you're saying.
I mean, I guess I have to look at the technical info of the patent. What exactly did they patent? But it's a problem. I mean, look, I don't know if any of you guys remember when somebody patented a podcast. There was a point that someone was able to actually patent a podcast. And what happened was this company ran around trolling anybody who had any kind of webcast, podcast. In fact, a show like this, they would actually come after a show like this after it got big enough and say, look, you're violating our patent and we're going to sue you unless you pay us some sum of money to settle on it. So that's a patent troll. Now, I don't know anything about UAV Onyx or whatever the hell their name is, but this definitely could open the door to, I think, some patent trolling if they were to do it. Like I said, I don't know anything about the company. I don't know if they would be patent trolls with it, but it is concerning. There is a slight upside, is that if they're not trolls with the patent, it could, and their method is really good, it could force some kind of standard into place that everyone can behave with and agree with. I don't think that's going to happen, but yeah, I really don't think that's going to happen. I'm not happy that the patent office decided to grant a patent to a method of implementing remote ID. I think it'll make software development for remote ID solutions, because unfortunately, if they implement that NPRM just the way they have it, it's coming. It's coming.
Yes, I'm just testing things.
So I'm going to check the chat here.
Yes.
TDR Jones is right. About 50 million patents have been made and never used, but they end up trolling with them. The companies end up patent trolling with them, and companies go to court and fight over patents that are never used. And I wish the patent office would stop issuing patents for technology that isn't really technology, that the company just ends up using to cost all of us more money. I mean, that that company, like I said, I don't know enough about the patent to say otherwise, but that could create a huge problem now for DJI, for Autel, for any of them who want to implement remote ID. Now they have to work. Are we stepping on this person's patent? Are we stepping on this company's patent? If we do it, are they going to sue us? Should we do it anyway and then take it to court? I wouldn't be surprised if DJI just said, screw it. We're just going to do what we're going to do. And they can take us to court over it and we'll battle it there. But we pay for this. We pay for this crap in the end. I think this is more of a reflection on the patent office than it is with anything to do with the FAA. That's just my opinion.
Bob Casey in the house. United We Drone. Free the drones.
SoCal Drone, you can't disable remote ID unless you want to fly in one of those fields.
Where's that one at? Where's that at? He said that. I missed it.
You can fly without remote ID under 250 grams, though. So there's that. They do have that restriction removed.
For now, right?
Yeah, for now. Unless they, take
I think remote ID will just get hacked. Is that
possible?
I
mean, sure, if the DJI tries to force it on their hardware, if they try to force you to use it on their hardware because they're legally required to, I wouldn't be surprised if some people hacked the software and made a way to take it off.
No fly zone remote ID.
So Jaybird Drone, we're supposed to get a grace period of anywhere from 2 to 3 years. That's what we're supposed to get. But will we get that? I don't know. I would hope that we do.
There's nothing in what we're seeing right now, and that's why people are getting pissed.
Well, I've consulted with FPV FC about it, and what they've been saying is that it's supposed to be 2 to 3 years. If in December they just say you're screwed as of January 1st, 2021, that would be a shocker, supposedly, because what they've been saying, it's supposed to be like 2 to 3 years. But here's one of the concerning things, guys, is that, for us self-builders in FPV, right, the NPRM is not going to fly. It's really not going to fly. You're basically not allowed to fly a self-built outside of those flying fields that have been approved. And supposedly those flying fields are going to just go away eventually. They expect that list to get smaller and smaller. They won't be approving any more flying fields after a certain period of time. And those flying fields are generally the AMA fields. We're not going to be able to fly in places like that.
Exactly, man. It's under the left cushion on the couch.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to see this. I think they would make a huge mistake saying, hey, January 1st, 2021, you've got to have remote ID. Where's it even going to come from?
I'll be honest with you. I think they've already made a huge mistake thinking that drone delivery is going to take off.
SoCal Drone remote ID is supposed to be a response, yes, to all of the people using drones for malicious purposes, like flying them at sports games, flying them where they shouldn't fly them. That's where the idea of remote ID came about. We've had these drone sightings at the airports, right? And it shuts down whole airports over it. So the idea behind remote ID is that every drone is equipped with it, and your flight is constantly being uploaded to the internet while you're flying, or you're broadcasting your ID. And so law enforcement should be able to immediately just take a look at it and see what's going on. Part of the problem is, of course, they want to make information available to the general public too about that drone's flight. So it's
okay. Now,
bad.
I've been saying it for a while. I know I've been crying about it and whining about it. I think, of course, I'm always the apocalyptic view. I've told you, I think it's going to be ridiculously expensive for us to fly because they really want us to give up on the recreational part of it. I think it's going to become so frustrating for 107 pilots because you're going to have companies like Skydio who apparently don't think that they need drones, that the AI should just be able to do it on its own, and we're just going to be out of the equation completely. So what are you going to do when it comes to that point? That's why I'm saying, I guess what kind of burns me is we know that there was 50,000 people that showed, that 50,000 plus comments, 70,000 comments, and all kinds of people showed up and actually went to the FAA and picketed and had signs, and it was all over YouTube, and no mainstream media, no nothing picked up on it or said anything about it because they just don't give a damn. Our biggest problem is we have to figure out some way of expressing our views through a civil manner of disobedience or something, I guess you would say. How is that wording without me getting shot? So,
Furball Kim, I like that. They'll have to pry the drone from my dead cold hands. I agree. Try to pry my self-built from my hands. Go ahead.
Fly them if you got them. Well, see, that's what I'm trying to say. That's why I came up with this. I call it the new drone order.
Jaybird's right, though. Remote ID, first of all, here's my favorite argument against remote ID data being available to the public, right? We have cars. We have license plates. Can someone on the road look up your license plate and see where you are and see your phone number and see all your information when you're driving? No. We have hit and runs that kill people. And is that logged? Is that information constantly logged all the time? No. Your car is not constantly logging where you drive. Yet, under these rules, with the remote USS service, your flight's going to be logged. Your whole flight's going to be logged to the internet in some database somewhere. And that's required if you want to fly under basically any kind of decent conditions at all. So I'm just not seeing why the hell drones should have such restrictions on them.
Mike's telling it like it is.
Yeah, my license plate argument is my favorite one.
Well, okay, here's what I'll give them. And this is the way, because when I was I don't know for sure how it is because I haven't hunted in years. But when I was younger in Virginia, you had to take a hunter safety course, and then you had to go in and get your license to go hunting. Fishing, same way. You had to get a license. You had a restriction on how many you could catch. You had, just like when you were hunting, you had a restriction on how many deers you could shoot, bears you could shoot, all that stuff. And you actually had to take a hunter safety course if you were under a certain age in order to get that license. Okay. Once you turned 16, you could do just like everybody else. You went in, paid your money, got your license, you're good to go. But the whole point was you had to prove that you were able to be a responsible user of that device or weapon as per. So I got no problem with, just like the 107 professional pilots, surely, they should have more information and know more information. That's fine. That's cool. But I don't have any problem. Just like people with motorized vehicles, they have to go take a minimal test in order to drive, personally, recreationally for themselves. They have an ID that they keep in their wallet that they can be traced on by the proper authorities. No one else has any right to know. And I've yet to figure out how they've even involved that in the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't, because nowhere else, just like you're saying, you can't be driving down the road and, you type in that license plate, because can you imagine? Okay, if you can do it with drones, what's the next step? They literally can do it with your license plate on your car?
Yeah, it's pretty scary, right? Like, if we're going to argue that these drones are so dangerous, which, by the way, as far as I'm aware, at the very least in the United States, a drone has not killed anyone. A drone has never fallen out of the sky and killed anyone, okay? How many people die from vehicles? How many vehicle accidents are there out there, okay? So if you're going to say that all of a sudden we need this now because it's this big safety thing, it's a national security crisis that every drone be tracked every time it flies and it gets logged to the internet. Because, oh my God, we have a security nightmare here. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. That's why there was no risk assessment with the NPRM. Where was the risk assessment? There wasn't one because it probably wouldn't support their whole national security and safety crisis language.
All right, let me have just a brief moment to go back, and I'm gonna imitate Michael. This is a shout out to Michael at Philly Drone Life, although I'm not quite as animated, I guess you should say. So we got Bob Casey, Furball Kim, Bob Casey again, Fly Zone Drones, Furball Kim again, Sly Dad, Indigo Rhino. I'm glad to see you, dude. I was talking to him the other day. He was showing me some killer mango ice cream that he found at the local Asian store. I'm going to have to go check it out myself. Johnny Drone Flyer, Fly Zone again. Old guy, Mitch, Drone, SoCal, John Cuppi. John Cuppi's been talking a lot in the chat tonight. Y'all paying attention to what he's saying? Jake Bird again.
We're keeping up with all these guys in the chat. We got some very, very good comments in here.
Recovery Drone. Well, he's going to catch up in a minute, I swear. I'm just trying to make sure that I get everybody that I haven't noticed. I was glad to see Ryan in the house tonight, so that was really cool. And I'm glad to see Brian in the house. Glad to see William in the house and everybody else. Glad to see Rob in the house, Roho Droner. And John's already picked out some stuff. So what do you say, John? What are you talking about?
I was looking at Michael Wright. He was apparently saying that there may be some child protection laws that could be violated if anyone under 18 flies a drone, even though a 14-year-old can be Part 107 certified. See, I don't know anything about that, but let me just say that going back to what Mitch said about once this is set up, let's say NPRM goes in as is, they publish it, they say you've got 2 or 3 years to comply. Mitch just said it's possible that a slew of lawsuits will tie this up in the courts for years, and that is very possible. In fact, when I asked some of the guys at FPVFC what they thought in their Discord chat, I had that sentiment from them that yeah, the lawsuits will be coming out of the woodworks from all the major drone players, and it it may delay the inevitable. It may delay the inevitable, but I'm not a lawyer, and I don't know what these guys may have in their back pocket. You know, lawyers are looking over this, and they're seeing what's legal or illegal about this whole deal. The FAA may think they can implement something that they cannot. You know, we do have some pretty strong laws here in the United States that protect freedom and all that kind of thing. So we'll see what happens. Yeah,
we need to be having this discussion near Christmas time.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll see from there. But to answer your question, Jay Bird, yes. If you saw on the patent that I was showing earlier, it gave your name and your phone number. And they've even talked about giving your home address in some of the situations. What else we got? More planes.
Mel's saying a 14-year-old cannot be a 107 cert. I thought it was. See, I don't know anything about that. But what I can say is that, you know, people have told me that lawyers are looking over every inch of this within the groups that are strongly against all of this stuff. And if need be, I'm sure they're going to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. Guaranteed there will be lawsuits over it.
Oh, wow. Look what Rob posted, man.
Yeah, go for it, man. Buy one of those little micro drones. Give it a try. I mean, look, every kid is different, and some 6-year-olds are more mature or ready to do that kind of thing compared to others. You know, if you think the kid is really interested in actually learning and not just pressing the throttle up to send the drone to the moon, and then, you know, in 5 minutes it's gone, then you know, go for it. But
we got a lot of bills in the house tonight. Oh, and there goes the phone again. Chris opened the house. Newfound Drone Productions. I saw another Williams. I know I saw Metro in here earlier. Another William. What was Mitch saying? Fourth Amendment privacy protections. The thing about it, guys, is I we'll just have to wait and see, because I think the court system is going to be different than we expect it to be for quite a long time. And I think personal liberties are on their way out the door. We might not even be doing this type of stuff too much longer.
I'm looking up this Holy Stone HD 110 or HS 110. Maybe I don't know if it's the right one here. Let's see. Yeah, that looks like that basically looks like a SEMA X5C. It's got brushed motors. That, I mean, like I said, it depends on the kid.
Looking? I missed something.
It really depends on the kid. I'm talking to Rojo Droner. He's really trying to decide whether he should try to teach this 6-year-old kid to try to fly or not.
I agree with Kim.
Thank you, Kim. Yeah, I think drone delivery will fail. Boo! No drone delivery.
A holy stone.
A holy stone. Yeah, you know what? Give it a try. Just give it a try. If you think the kid is not mature enough, I mean, only you would know that. Some kids are way more mature than others. Age is just really a number.
No, apparently it's going to give not just the location of the drone, but the actual location of the operator. Both.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be able to find you and the drone.
Yep, so they can come and beat you up.
Take your drone. And then this one's, the whole point is,
and maybe your phone number, and maybe your other information too, based on that whole.
They'll just take everything. They'll get in your car. They'll go to your bank account, and you'll walk home.
Yeah, I like that idea. There by Hot Rod and Daytona, have them do Microsoft Flight Sim first. Actually, Rojo, if you have any of those simulators like Velocidrone or any of that stuff, you could have them jump on that and see how they behave with it. Reminding you the way it is written could cause the largest security breach ever. That's another great point, Herman. That's really another great point, because who is going to be housing all this data, right? It's going to be private companies. As far as I'm aware, it's not the government. It's private companies that are going to be housing all of this remote ID data. They're going to have the flight history. They're going to have the information of the pilot at the time it took off and landed, guaranteed. So we're talking about big data here. Like in IT, we call that big data. This is a lot of information. It's going to go in a database. Who's going to oversee that database is secure? Who's going to oversee that any of these services that we now have to send our information to are secure? Nobody. And all it'll take is one intrusion, and boom, somebody's got all our flight data. It's a disaster. It's a disaster.
Here's what's funny. Okay, if remote ID is going to allow you to see the owner and so are we going to be able to see like Amazon drones? And is it going to say Amazon and their phone number? Okay, then how in the hell can they get by with that?
Because I'm sure Amazon will have some kind of exclusion, just like they do for everything else.
What the hell, man?
Well, can't Amazon? Don't they already have some exclusions? I mean, someone in the chat
I'm just trying to say, man, if they're trying to stay, so Pizza Hut, that you will never know if it. But everybody else, that's what I'm trying to tell you. They don't want us to fly, so
I agree with you.
They're doing anything in it, and that's why they're going to price us out of the sky. It's going to become like a rich man sport.
It could be. It could be.
I hate to say that, but you're going to have to be, somebody that's wealthy enough to own, your $10 million house on the water, and would you love to come over this weekend? We'll fly drones. And I hate to say that, and I don't want it to come to that. That's why I hate this idea of some kind of underground back door. Remember, John, when I told you, I was like, we're gonna make this futuristic movie, and it's because we couldn't even use digital. We had to revert to analog. Remember, because the rogue network was going to be that they were going to use drones to communicate. They were going to have the analog drones. Remember, I had discussed this with you before. This drone apocalypse thing.
Bob Casey made a good point. Now, that is protected by the Second Amendment, and that's a whole other thing. But it's true. If we just look at that versus what we have to do with a drone, it's funny you bring that up, because I actually mentioned somebody I was talking to. I'm like, to fly a drone, what they want to do, and even what we technically have to do right now, we need more credentials to fly a drone than we do a lot of other activities. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
You're so paranoid. No, I'm not. What I'm trying to say is we're not trying to say anything. We're just trying to give our views, and you all can throw your views back. Dan, what's up, Dan? Good to see. Kurt was saying, the fascism, the government wants to be the
paranoia. It's not really paranoia. It's just a reality that could happen. I'm not a fan of having everything that we do with our drones logged in some private company's database.
But if we're paranoid, So you're not trying to be mean, and I'm not trying to single you out or anything, but you're saying that John's being paranoid. Would you be cool with having your name, your phone number, and your address out there while you were flying a drone? I mean, if you're cool with that, I can understand that, but I would rather them not. I don't want to make it even that much easier for them to be able to find me.
And slide that. Listen, what you just said there. You'll always be able to fly if you're smart. Of course, man. Of course, man. Look, enforcement of any of this is going to be really, really difficult. Okay, and let's be honest. Most cops, they've got something better to do than to bother you flying a drone. But we're just talking about how something fun, a hobby. They are putting up red tape. They are making something that, as we fly today, legally, is becoming harder and harder and harder to go out and fly legally and stay within the rules. It feels like the longer I've been in this hobby, the more you have to keep looking over your shoulder to see what's going on. It's ridiculous.
See who's here?
Ryan, what is going on, man?
Yeah, good to see you, Ryan. Ryan just came out with a new video with the Mavic Mini, and he did some serious precision flying in the trees. So if you hadn't seen it already, get over there and check it out. I was seeing that today. We're not. I guess what I'm trying to get everybody to see is we all commented, then it basically got brushed under the rug. We had people picket the FAA building, and it got brushed under the rug. Now they're telling us that we're going to have remote ID, but all the big companies are going to be exempt. And all our information is going to be out there for everybody to see. So the private citizens' information will be out there. So what I'm trying to say is if we don't act now and point this out, this will set a precedent so they can step up from there, which at some point they could. Oh, look at that license plate. Oh, I got a nap. Chick. Oh, they live at da-da-da-da-da.
Certainly possible, but there's more people to lobby for the vehicle industry than there's the drone industry in that regard.
Here we go. We need a drone amendment.
Personally, here's the max level of remote ID that I'm fine with. No internet connection, no transmitting to a third-party service. I'm fine with the broadcast method of remote ID, where it's embedded from the drone itself and in the control link. It can be embedded in the control link too, where someone such as law enforcement could just be able to tap that data right from your RF link.
No one else.
And I believe even Trappy, the creator of Crossfire, has said that they could actually do something like that. They could put some sort of tag within the Crossfire downlink if they had to, and that could possibly work for remote ID. And you know what? If that digital license plate, I'd be cool with that. I'd actually be fine if we had to put up with this. That would be fine. This remote service that we got to pay $5, $10 a month for, have all of our stuff uploaded to it. Nah, man. If the cops need to see who owns that drone, put it in my RF link, broadcast, and then let me do what I want.
Wait a minute. What's Mel saying? Okay, so long as general public can't get the app, see the info. Yes, exactly. That's what we're saying. But what I'm trying to say is, what about a minimal intelligence test, and registration like we have now? Some kind of way to, because you're going to have not just registering the drone. What if Bob's flying your drone, oh, Bob, yeah, you can borrow my drone, but your signal, your information is going to be from that.
Yeah, that reminds me too. They want to make us as hobbyists have to pay to register every drone.
Yeah,
that's also a no, and it's also ridiculous. You shouldn't have to pay to register every drone. All of that should just be covered under one license. We do right now, that we have to renew. If we have to put up with this, that's just a cash grab right there. That to me is just a straight up cash grab. Well, I don't see why we have to have each drone have its own serial.
Yeah, that's true. That's exactly true. But like I said, that I personally think they want to price us out of the sky, and that's their intention. But what I'm trying to say is I would agree, like you're saying, with the digital license plate, like we were talking about before, and some kind of minimal intelligence test, just to verify that you understand, okay, I can't go any higher than 400 feet,
Sure.
Fog and clouds are the same thing, da-da-da-da-da.
Sure, that's fine. Sure, that's
Yeah.
fine. I'm fine with a little bit. I'm fine with having manufacturers require some little test or whatever. If the FAA wants to require some sort of multiple choice test before you get your registration that you can do online, then fine. Even if people have to look up the answers online and to pass the test, at least they looked it up that to get the test right to pass it.
Yeah.
They knew the information. So I'm fine with that. I don't think it's going to stop people from doing stupid stuff with drones, but they can't say, "Well, I didn't know."
Let's see, if they enforce the rules right now, we wouldn't need remote ID. As much stuff as I see illegal with drones is mind blowing. Oh yeah, we talked. We've talked about that so many times amongst ourselves because you're thinking, okay, because we talk all the time about what would be a better show, what would be better, and then we're like, well, if we tell everybody that we're anti this break all the rules flying, then those people are going to get pissed off. If we tell everybody that we're really, and they're going to say, oh, you're the drone police, you're the drone police. And then if we go completely rogue and say, oh, fuck it all, we're going to fly and do whatever we want to, then we're going to lose the people that are the drone police type people. So we really don't come out here and say that type of stuff. I personally, and it's just me, it's just this ridiculous anal thing within me that doesn't allow me to break the rules like that. So,
Johnny Drone Fires is, again, it'll take years for the cops to know the rules. Listen, in reality, it's going to be a mess to enforce. But like I said, I don't like it that slowly but surely what we're doing right now, what we're doing today, is going to become illegal unless you continue to follow this long checkbox of rules, fees, and all for what? All for what? I don't see it. I don't see how it's going to drastically increase safety. All it's doing is putting up all this red tape to just enjoy something that's supposed to be fun. It's just going to take all the fun out of it, the more crap that they add for us to do.
Now that's why it says new drone order. We must think of
the new drone order. That's the whole thing. It's a new drone order.
What are you trying to be facetious about this here? I'm just trying to say we need to think of intelligent, logical ways because obviously the correct channels, commenting, picketing, did nothing.
And Mel's right, 100%. It's the big money that wants us gone. The FAA is not our issue. The FAA is not our issue directly, but who is pulling the strings to make the FAA?
We've talked about this a bazillion times. We've actually said, how in the hell did somebody walk into the Amazon board and go, I got it, drone deliveries? And they all went, yes, you saved the company. I'm like, how in the hell did it happen in the first
FAA
place?
is forced by big money pushing them. Yeah, exactly.
But that's what I'm saying. We've talked about this. We talked about this when the first hint of it came out. We went, who even thought up drone delivery?
That's what I was touching on, Bob Casey. Still, there's always a driving force. The FAA is bought. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate.
But we figured that out. We've known that. Yeah. But what we're trying to figure out is how in the hell did somebody go in at Amazon, that's got all these employees, and I've heard people say, oh yeah, they're gonna launch them from the trucks. For how long? I mean, we're already getting automated vehicles, man. Those drivers ain't going to be there much longer at all. Y'all need to wake the hell up. Because if they can, we got Skydio making automated drones, and we've got all these companies wanting to send their deliveries out by drone. We've got drivers that are going to be launching these drones from the vehicle. How long is it before we put an AI driver in that truck? There's a little robot inside the truck that just runs along rails, pulls out the package, feeds the drone, Feeds the next drone, zoom. Feeds the next drone, zoom. They don't need drivers.
You know, it's funny that Indigo Rhino brings that up. Drones aren't a worry. Soon we will all have jetpacks. You know, have you guys ever seen those? Have you guys ever seen those paramotor guys? Have you ever seen paramotor guys? If you haven't, go on YouTube and look up paramotors and look at what those guys do. Look at the altitudes that those guys fly at. Just look at what they do. Okay, now that it's manned because they're in it, but just look at what they do. It's really amazing.
That could very well be what they're
and
seeing.
Guess what? They don't have to register anything. They don't have to do anything. Just some food for thought. Paramotors. Look it up if you guys haven't seen it. It's unbelievable.
Hey, they can deliver packages.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They could deliver packages.
They could deliver packages. I'm just trying to say, I know that it's comical, you can laugh, but I'm just trying to say that going total rogue and just saying, oh, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to fly my drone and they can pry that drone from my cold, dead hands. I don't want to get to that point. I would rather us use our brains to figure out ways to do it in logical and legal ways that just piss them off.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't like it that increasingly a hobby that was legal to enjoy it as we enjoy it now is going to become difficult to enjoy it in the same way that we do today, because you're just not going to have the same freedom. You're not. I mean, look, you're not. If they put that NPRM exactly as is, building will never be the same again. Building and flying your own drone will never be the same again. They've got no provision for an amateur build and flying outside of one of those approved flying sites. I mean, come on. That's just absolutely ridiculous. So we can't fly any FPV drones outside of an AMA field? Give me a break. It's just ridiculous. I mean, there is one workaround to it. One kind of workaround is that, you know, if a company like Race Day Quads or Get FPV or Banggood or any of them provided a complete kit, right? And then you built it from that kit, and that kit was FAA approved, then that would be an okay self-build. But who the hell wants that? And then for them to get that build approved, right, then it would have to go through the FAA. It would cost money for the company to get it approved. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And then if anything changes, if one thing changes, if you change a prop, if you change a motor, you change anything, then that build's not approved anymore. It's not legal to fly anywhere you want.
Wait a minute. He's saying have it wrong about the money trail. No, I thought we were pretty clear when we said somebody walked into the Amazon boardroom and said, I got it, drone deliveries. We're going to save the company. I think Amazon's pretty much one of them big companies, partner, you know?
Yeah,
I think we pretty much got it dead right.
Yeah, I think we've been saying that for months on the show.
Yeah,
that Amazon, UPS, all these companies. Are
even Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut's got their pie in the oven too.
Like Furball Kim was saying about the pizza. Yeah, we're gonna have to go get our own pizza, and it's not gonna be deliverable by drone. Isn't that terrible that we can't get our pizza by drone?
I mean, we understand completely that, but what we're trying to, my biggest question is, I get that Amazon and UPS and all the delivery companies and all the food companies in the industry said, here's all our money, FAA, do this for us. I get that. What I'm trying to figure out is who in the hell walked, because these people, these are billion-dollar companies. They're supposed to know what the hell they're doing, and I can't believe that some guy just walked into the boardroom and went, drone deliveries, man, it's the future.
Javier is asking, so will the pizza be free if it arrives by drone cold after 30 minutes? Well, I don't know. With all that wind up there flying the drone, I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess it's gonna have to be one of those good heat bags or whatever the hell they call them.
You can smoke a joint legally now in lots of states, but you can't fly a drone.
I know, right? Just think about all the things that you can do legally and compared to what they're trying to make it for us to do, to be able to fly a drone legally and halfway enjoy it. It's just unreal. It's just absolutely unreal.
Well, it's like I said, I think it's gotta be. I could see the comedy routine, man. Like on Saturday Night Live, some guy's coming in, and he's been drinking coffee all morning. And he's trying to think of an idea.
Now, I do have an issue with drone registration fees. Yes, I do not think that we should have to pay to register every drone we have as a hobbyist. I think that is a cash grab. I don't see why all of our hobby drones can't be covered under the same ID. We pay $5. It lasts for a couple years, and we can put the same number on everyone. They want to instead basically charge $5 to register every drone. That, to me, is actually a cash grab by the government. That bit is. But that's a separate issue.
But, yeah, I mean, I think it's fun. I've yet to see any logic in drone delivery whatsoever. I mean, was somebody watching Ready Player One and saw that Pizza Hut drone deliver the pizza? Because it didn't really get bad until after I saw that movie. And then it was like, oh, we're going to have remote ID and Amazon's going to deliver packages. And there's just so many things that, I don't know. Because they've even mentioned that, like, the drones themselves were eventually not going to be in the trucks, that they were just going to go to fulfillment centers and pick up your package and bring it to you. So that means you're going to get either a red shirt, a blue shirt, or, a white shirt. And that's it. And you're only going to get, that's what I'm trying to say. It's really odd, this whole situation.
Slide Dad thinks we'll be dead by the time anything like this happens. You might be right, man. And you know what? That's great. If none of this comes to pass for like 20 years because they tie it up in court forever, fine. But we see how this is moving, right? We see where this is going.
But here's I got one for you. When I'll tell you this, like 10 years ago, I had somebody tell me that pot would not be legal in our lifetime. Guess what? Just like it was pointed out earlier, there's many states that you can smoke weed in, but now you can't fly a drone in anymore because of what's coming. So don't ever, we're just speculating. I'm always apocalyptic when it comes to somebody taking away something that I love, because I just get that. I think that they don't want us in the sky so bad that they're going to take advantage of our need to fly, and they're going to bleed us for every penny they can get out of us until it becomes a rich man's sport, because they'll be the only ones that can pay to play. And that's me. I'm always, because I really think we need this bullshit of bickering and fighting and stepping on each other's heads needs to stop, because there's so damn many of us that fly. If we could become together and everybody get united for freaking once and stop trying to step on everybody else's damn head to get ahead, that we could make a difference. But as long as we're all, I want my 10,000 views and I got to get monetized and it's just, we can all do that eventually, but we're all stuck at home right now. And we have the ability to organize and talk to the right people and find the right people and send messages to. I even considered talking to Shia LaBeouf about coming and talking about drones and getting some kind of. But now he's coming back, man. He's even being looked at for playing a Marvel superhero in the next series of movies. So, it's kind of funny, but
we got some great chat going here, Billy. You see what's going on?
No, wait a minute.
We got some great chats here. I love how fired up people are about this, by the way. It's just awesome to see so many different great opinions.
Okay, now tell me, let's go back. Which one did I start me with where you want me to start at?
Good input.
John, let's see. I think it's about John.
Yeah, I answered that in the chat. No, I mean, whatever extra little money they would make from having us register each and every drone for $5, it's not a huge amount. Personally, I think that just comes from ignorance, honestly. I really think that's just straight up plain ignorance and not really caring about hobbyists at all. It's just another thing to make it more difficult for us to fly. Like, in their head, they think that, maybe the average hobbyist only owns a Mavic Pro and maybe a Mavic Mini, and at most they would spend $10 every couple years to register. I mean, that's a completely ignorant view of what hobbyists do, or what every hobbyist does. They just have a very narrow view that basically, if it's not a pre-built GPS bird, then it's like to hell with it. Is the way the NPR run kind of is.
I like this one. Those bastards make me register all each of my cars and motorcycle every year.
They do here too.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. What else was that? What else? Let's see. We pay our taxes. Playing games.
Yeah, and Mel, I don't really understand why.
I don't want to go political, and I'm not trying to go political. I'm just trying to say I know all of us love flying drones, and I think that we're all smart enough to where we can put all the other bullshit aside, and our love for drones alone should keep us united, because we're always, I don't know. I think they're trying to screw us. I really do.
I don't really understand why every drone needs to be registered and paid for or whatever. Do you have to register? Do you have to pay for every drone under Part 107 when you register it, or is it free? Because I don't necessarily have a problem with. I mean, it's kind of stupid if you ask me to have to. I don't see the reason why we have to individually register each drone, but if we had to do it, if each drone had to have a unique serial number and we could do it on a website or something like that, and it was that simple, then I guess fine. But why would we need to, especially as hobbyists, why the hell would we need to register each drone individually? Why? I just don't get it.
This is true, but also on the federal level in the Constitution, each state has the right to govern itself as mandated by the people's vote. And that's in the Constitution, brother. So that means if they voted in, the federal government can't say shit. That's why they ain't done nothing up to now.
Yeah, Jet Mark's kind of funny. Like, he was asking, you think John Q. Public would accept a GPS locator in every car? Unfortunately, our cell phones do kind of do that. But we do have the option to put them in airplane mode and stop that from happening. But yeah, I'm not trying to tell anybody they're wrong or right or any of that. I totally get your point, though, man.
I don't want to do that. We need to like, this is great. We're coming up with smart ideas and things that are logical and make sense. But the whole point, yes, let's protest. But we've had people protest. We've had big names in the industry actually go to the FAA headquarters and march around with signs.
They did in January, late January.
And nobody gave a damn.
Yeah. Well, to be fair too, because of the lockdowns and because of the conditions that are going on in the country, a lot of the protests kind of ended up stopping. I know there were protests that were planned that got canceled, so yeah, they were only able to do it once or twice or so. Let's see. Mel saying that's true, but also in the Constitution, no state or local gov can override. Oh, we're talking about the pot thing now.
I'm just talking. But he didn't listen to what I said. It has to be mandated by a vote of the people, and yes, that's why it overrides the federal law in that particular state, because it was voted by a mandate of the people. I get what you're saying. It's still illegal on a federal level, but the federal government is happy to take all of that cash money in a tax form, because they know, just like we're all talking about from taking your rights as far as privacy and stuff, it comes from the same point, that the legal standpoint means that it was voted in by the state, so that the federal government can't interfere with how that state runs its government. They can once it goes beyond their borders and do something about it in that way. But that would call trafficking into it and all that stuff. But I'm not caring about that. What I'm trying to say is I don't want to fight and argue them. I don't want to say, oh, this guy's got to, what can I do to step on this guy's head? And what can I want us all to get together, because we're realizing that something potentially bad could happen. And I would rather be prepared for us to, with intelligent responses, than to just be like, oh, damn, what am I going to do? I guess I'm just going to have to throw all my drones away because nobody's going to buy them now since they're illegal.
Wow. Mel, moving on from that, Mel was just answering my question. I didn't know you had to pay per drone on 107 to get it registered. I thought you had to get a number for each drone, but I didn't know you had to pay for each one. That sucks. I mean, I don't understand what the rationale is to do that, but it is what it is, I guess. It is what it is.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't want to bicker with anybody. I don't want to, and I'm sorry that I have gotten so animated about particular things tonight, because that wasn't my intention. My intention is unity. Just getting together, and we got to figure out. We can give them a proposal. Our alternative makes sense. A minimal instructional or an informational test to prove that you have some basic knowledge of the laws and what you can and cannot do. A digital license plate transmitted so that first responders could have your information.
What's interesting? Mel's just saying at one point he had to register 11 drones, right? Now that's for part 107. I don't know what the cost is, like $5 per drone. I mean, it's significant chunk of change there. But I'm just thinking something else now. While we're on the subject of freedom, privacy, all that stuff. I've always thought to myself, and who the hell is the FAA to say that you can't make money off a picture taken or video with your drone, but you can get a camera, you can get a phone, you can make money all day long with this. But a drone, you can't just do that. No.
Wait, does this count?
I don't know, man. I guess if you put this in the air, Bill, with a drone and took a video of it, that would be a major problem.
But the fact that if I'm self-launching, does that count too? If I was to use an Estes rocket, would I get in trouble?
That to me is just so anti freedom of expression in a way.
Well, not just that, but the whole point is it's the stipulation is so ridiculous.
It is. It's ridiculous.
If it's anything, you don't even have to have a monetary advancement. It's just something that might propel your company forward in some means.
That's true,
what
right?
The fuck?
Right. If it's furtherance of a business or furtherance of yourself, which they don't usually smack people for too much, because I think if that ever got blown up, that would be a big problem.
We've all agreed on that. First responders have access to your info, and that's it.
That's fine.
A digital license plate comes from your device that has that information on it with your location. You could be needed in an emergency situation. Who the hell knows? That's fine. But not every, like Bob said, not every Tom, Dick, Harry, and maybe a Betty or an Alice might work every now and then.
No, yeah, and also I kind of I disagree too with the whole remote USS service. I think you and I both disagree on that too. We shouldn't have to pay a third party for the privilege of logging our drone flights.
Well, then we would go back to these things. And don't we kind of pay a third party to access?
Dad, the FAA has thought of everything, and they have ways around all of that.
That's what I'm just trying to say. That's what they're going to say. Is they say, "Oh yeah, you're going to pay. You're going to pay."
They've actually thought of this. They've actually thought of this one, Slide Dad. For example, some people were trying to get away with it by giving it to the real estate company, for example, and saying the footage is free. The footage is free, but we're going to charge to do the editing. Apparently, FAA says, nope, that's actually illegal too. I don't know of any case where they've actually taken that to court to try to enforce it. I don't know of any case where they've actually done that. I think the ones that have gone to court have just been so blatantly obvious that they were using operators that didn't have 107, and it just was literally super, super blatant. But the little one-offs like that, I don't think anybody's ever taken.
But what happens if you fly your drone and then you give the footage to somebody else and they edit it and use it to advertise their business?
I don't know. Apparently, I'm sure that's illegal too. Everything's illegal.
Jesus,
anymore. Everything is illegal. Literally, everything's illegal. No wonder kids just want to sit inside and play on the computer all day long because everything's friggin' illegal. Anything that comes along that's fun, well, it's illegal.
Hell no, I'm not going to double charge you, DeMarco. I still have a great drone at a discount price because of you. It's okay. I've got a daughter that's fussy as hell. I understand what it's like. He said he was late. He was sorry that the kids were being in the butt, so that's all good.
Totally understandable. Totally understandable, man.
But yeah, you know, I'm sure we're going to have more of these discussions.
Oh yeah.
You know, I just don't know what. Yeah, it's obviously, but we've made it's because of the money. But what I'm trying to say is all our logical, legal, and I'm not trying to say that we need to be illegal. I'm just trying to say that everything that we have done in the forefront, basic following the steps, has done us no good whatsoever. You know, give us your comments. And what sucks even more was when they put together the panel to decide. They had a whole bunch of companies together and no pilots. They didn't even have any drone companies in there. It was just like, hey, what do y'all want us to do with drones? Oh, we don't know anything about drones, but we know how about making money off of people.
SoCal Drone, that's a good question. So if you use that app, right, AirMap, to unlock an area, I'm guessing, yeah, AirMap keeps a record of that. Yeah, AirMap does keep a record of that.
Well, I get a text, man, when I use Kitty Hawk. I'll get a text from the FAA.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? In some ways, that is kind of logging our flight location. It's logging our flight location.
Right.
But nobody can see that. Exactly. Nobody can get to it. It's also not your exact path. Nobody's seeing your literal exact path.
Yeah, exactly.
And
yeah, that's what it's yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like land.
It's the same thing. And also, wait, I have another question. Now, my understanding is that you got to have remote ID on, even if you want to fly in class G, right? You don't need to use AirMap if you're in Class G, right? You don't need to. There's nothing to verify. There's nothing to unlock. They want to force us to do this remote ID thing, even in Class G airspace, as far as I understand it, which, again, is ridiculous. That's just absolutely ridiculous. Why do I have to notify the airport that's nowhere near me in Class G airspace?
And what?
Not within 5 miles of an
and we had that. Wasn't there something we had to have a Wi-Fi connection?
It was something to do with.
Wasn't it written that way?
If you didn't have an internet connection, I think there's a provision. If you had no way to get on the internet, there's some kind of provision or exclusion for that. But you know, right now, if you're in Class G airspace, you don't have to tell anybody anything. You check what airspace you're in. If you're in Class G, then you're good. You're good to go. Right?
I've never unlocked in the apps. He's talking about.
So I've unlocked in AirMap, and here's
he's saying he unlocked in the DJI Fly app.
I don't know how that works. But see, I don't unlock with the DJI app. A lot of times I'm out flying FPV drones, and so I just have an AirMap account, and I unlock the location, and that's it. I don't tell them what drone I'm flying. I don't tell them any of that stuff, and then I get a text from AirMap who does have my phone number. That says you're good to go. So yeah, they do have my phone number. They have my information.
Well, I hate to. I mean, you know, the whole point is what was it that back in the '60s they would do something and they say, oh, this is an act of civil disobedience, you know, and you have. Don't you have the
tower, by the way, SoCal Drone? I can see that maybe that information being passed to the tower, in case they want to call you or something. I think that does get passed when you unlock, but I don't know.
Authorization zone unlock.
It's actually a good question. I've never thought about it. And it's funny you bring that up because I was actually thinking just the other day, you know, because I unlocked and I saw a plane go by and I said to myself, I wonder if that plane knows about my unlock. I wonder if they can see that or what, or where does it actually go? Does tower just get told or what? I actually don't know anything about that.
Wait, here we go. I won't comply. Hoisting my Jolly Roger now. I think we can. It's like I said, they were talking about back in the 60s, they would do something like they'd smoke a joint on the courthouse steps, and they would, oh, you take me to jail. It's an act of civil disobedience. You have that right under the Constitution. So, I can see some dude snagging a drone, an Amazon drone, and holding it on his front steps and going, I'm not giving it up. I'm performing an act of civil disobedience because I don't think the damn thing should be in the air. What's going to happen when that happens? Because I'm sure it'll happen more than once. Now that I put the idea in people's heads.
That's right, Mike. That's right, Michael. Right, because DJI has their whole own set of approval, so you actually need to do double approvals. You need to say, DJI, I got permission to unlock, and you have to get permission through AirMap to unlock. And I guess you do that all at once.
Now, let's get real here. Do you really think that once the FAA installs remote ID, that they're going to allow DJI to have anything extra on their devices if they want to fly here? They've already kicked them out of the military. Come on now. They're going to either comply or go away.
DJI has actually gotten, DJI, I know they get a lot of crap, and I understand why, but, they actually tried somewhat to prevent remote ID from getting as bad as it has been proposed.
This is weird. It should. I don't see why it would not let you turn on the props.
That's really weird. In Class D, you should be able to take off.
Is it the Mavic Air 2, maybe? Is there something to do with the new props? There's something to do that it won't let you spin them up? I don't know.
That's weird. Anybody know?
I'm selling.
I don't know. What drone is it? What drone is it?
No, I said this to John. He's like, yeah, it's kind of faded. And he said, it's almost Illuminati looking. Oh. Let me find it. I got to find where I put it. I was going to make this. And then he was like, let me see.
Yeah, Mel's right. They made a system. They made their whole own little system, and the FAA said nope.
That's why I don't think that they're going to.
My understanding the DJI system was much less intrusive than what the FAA was proposing, as far as I know.
So can you, I don't know if y'all can see that.
New drone order.
Oh, no. It's not showing.
Hopefully, guys, look. Hopefully, we get a lot more time before this actually comes to pass. The new drone order. There you go. The NDO.
Well, no, I just was asking. No, okay, John's okay. Thank you, John. I really appreciate it. John wasn't a big fan of it. I was just kind of curious if anybody thought it was cool. But apparently, my taste in T-shirts never seems to take off anyway. So I figured I would ask before I made one this time. So apparently no one else likes it. So fun.
What?
I'm not mad. I'll buy one for myself like I do all my T-shirts.
Oh.
Where's my thing? There it is. There we go.
My goodness.
I know I'm going to have to go see Mike shrink now.
Oh, well, hey, Bill, at least there's the under 250 grams, right? While we still have that, Yeah. Mavic Minis don't have to have remote ID. Until they do. Until they just, take a pen and say, actually, we're going to go ahead and cross that section out.
Yeah, with an ink pen, no less. With an ink pen, no less. They'll just scratch it out.
They'll just scratch it out right there, and they'll say, all right, there you go. Rules are
okay, with remote ID, you'll be able. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sure, of course.
Yeah, they'll be putting digital blocks on your drone.
Yep, absolutely.
I'll be right back. I need to use the restroom. Old man bladder. Oh, no. You told me I got to go downstairs?
I got to say, this has been an absolutely awesome discussion. I get fired up about this because it's something I'm passionate about, as all of you guys are too. It's not like I go out every day when I fly and I'm thinking about this crap all the time, though. But these are good discussions to have. It's good to just keep it in your head, stay informed if you're in the hobby. There's a lot that's just been done right under our noses. Just a lot that's just been done right under our noses. But I tell you what, don't let it get to you too much. If you live paranoid constantly that stuff's gonna go down, then that's not healthy either. Go out, enjoy, fly your friggin' drone, have your fun, But just stay informed. Just stay informed. If there's a chance that we have to stop this from getting worse, we should take that. Let's see. I'm going to catch up with the chat here. I'm pulling it up. Mel says, I agree. Great discussion. When I fly, worries go away. I'm all about the flight. Yeah, it's, for a lot of people, especially FPV, it's a relaxing experience. It's a de-stressor. You just get in the goggles and fly. You relax. Same thing for GPS camera birds too. You just go, you explore, you get some video. It's a relaxing thing. A lot of people do the drone stuff to de-stress. The hobby, the whole hobby itself is a big de-stressor for people.
Yes, it's like that's why I called this show Drone Therapy, because if I've had a horrible, crappy day, I come home and I put a drone in the air for 5 or 10 minutes, everything seems to disappear.
Yeah, that's true. We need this. We need to happen with 16,000 people. Yeah, I know. Get 16,000 people so we can tell them all about this. That's the tough thing, right? Unfortunately, a lot of us all kind of preach to the choir within our community, which is really sad. We
need the thing. If we can get outreach. Yeah, and I guess what sucks is the people that actually do have the platform to really get out there are more concerned about the views and the sponsorships and the money in their wallet than they are the hobby as a whole. And the sad thing about it is people like me and John and Ethan and Ron and everybody's in the chat right now really loves this hobby and does not want to see it disappear in any way, shape, or form. But unless more people are drug in here to hear what we're saying, or the same voice is spoken on different channels so that we can unify our voice, the sad thing is they've already got us divided enough to where they're going to take what we love.
Yeah, Bill, I love one of your ideas that you had, one angle that we could go well, we can't go at it like this. Nobody can go at it like this alone, but one of the end goals of all this crap is for the delivery drones. Well, wouldn't it be awesome if somebody mounted a campaign against delivery drones, ads on TV? Amazon wants to send drones buzzing all over your neighborhood. Can you imagine that? Like, style them like one of those political style attack ads and make them seem horrible. Make it seem like a horrible thing.
Let's okay. We got the people. It's okay. We've got enough people. We've got enough people with editing skills. Why the hell?
It's the money to get an ad like that on TV.
No. We could put some basic shit together here.
Write your senator today and tell them you don't want.
We don't want drones.
You don't want commercial drones from Amazon in your community.
They've snuck
that could backfire on us, though. That could kind of backfire on us, but it's an interesting idea.
Okay, explain how it could backfire.
Well, it might just get people to be even more freaky about drones than they already are. That's the one way to backfire.
Yeah, that's true.
They could literally cause the senators to write and say,
okay,
all right, I'm not only going to ban commercial drones, we're also just going to get rid of all these.
I got it. How about this? We show gorgeous cinematic drone footage, gorgeous picturesque drone photos. Then we show Amazon drones. Meow, meow. Pizza Hut drones. Meow, meow. Which would you rather have? The beautiful calmness and serene cinematic drone footage that every hobbyist and 107 pilot delivers, often here on YouTube and professional Or would you rather have your skies filled with noisy Amazon drones banging into your cars, banging into your house?
I got another good idea, Bill. Throw in the kids into that. Make the kids fly the drone.
The 6-year-old that Rob's gonna teach.
Yeah, that way we have the the think of the kids angle. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Throwing the kids, flying the drone nice, and making nice videos.
He's like sitting over here. He's sitting over here, and he sees the other kids playing, and he doesn't feel like he fits in, and he's just moved into town, and then we split to a scene, and his dad's teaching him how to fly the SEMA X5C1, the X5, and then we come back, and they're back at the park, and him and his dad start flying the drone, and they're like, and he's like, hey, Dad, yeah, I'm having fun. And then the next thing you know, the kids are coming over going, hey, man, is that a drone? Oh, well, that's cool. Hi, my name's Bobby. My name's George.
A little family at a picnic. Exactly. And an Amazon drone could come out of nowhere, and then the scene could get dark. And the Amazon drone could blast little Timmy's drone out of the air. And he'd start crying. And we'd be caked on, man.
Yeah, but we could do basic, raw stuff like that now.
Yeah, so Jet Martin was saying, I can't even read now. What's going on here? Jet Martin was saying, we need to contact the press, have them show up and cover. It sucks, dude, that the press loves the bad drone stories. You don't usually hear the good drone stories.
Yeah, exactly.
Way more bad drone stories.
Yeah, so it kind of happens that way. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway,
negativity.
We've been on for an hour and a half, actually. This is usually about the time we wind down anyway. And it's been really, truly, it's been a phenomenal show tonight. Lots of great chat, lots of good things going on. I'm sure we will address this issue again in the future. And since I won't make the new drone, I'll make a new drone order shirt for myself and buy it for myself.
More towards the end of the year, as the final NPRM is supposed to come out. Or the final rule, sorry, not final NPRM.
Nah, I'm just gonna make it and buy it myself and just tell everybody. And then when I have it, everybody go, "Oh, that sure don't look too bad, Bill." And I'm just gonna take it off the market so that I have the only.
Bill, maybe we'll get lucky, and they'll just publish a final rule that says, "Never mind, this was a terrible idea. You guys go have fun." Maybe we'll get lucky. Or
here's something else. We're good. I love the idea of making those quirky little, we want to, free the drone. I could even free the drones, like I was talking about, that kind of thing. And then we could have the little kids and all that stuff. That we need to do that. I think that would be awesome.
Fun. Yeah, yes. That would be fun.
And but we need to think of more creative, logical ways to get attention, and maybe do some Googling, check around, see if some celebrities actually fly drones, and maybe send them an email or two, if nothing else, and say, hey, do you know that we're about to get screwed from flying drones? I saw that you like to fly drones now and again. Did you know that? I mean, odds are, to be honest with you, I'll tell you, I actually emailed Chai. I didn't ever hear back. So but we need someone with a larger voice.
Absolutely.
And what I hate is the people with the larger voices, even the Bardwells, they only speak to our people. So that's the sad thing about drone pilots is we all tend to gravitate around other drone pilots.
We do. We stay within our community, and it's like, I'm this remote ID, and we're like, we all know it's bad. We all know it's terrible.
So, but we got to find somebody like a Will Smith or somebody like that can actually step forward, who can be, like on, they could be on CNN talking about something and then pop in and go, did you hear about what they're doing to drones, man? It's just kind of bullshit. It really shouldn't be going on. You all should look into it. And then that would get the ball rolling, but we've got to find that person.
Yeah, exactly. So Jamar was saying, we also need a way to just describe the drone regulation in a way that others will get it. Yeah. Government placing a GPS tracker in every car so they can track you. Yeah. It needs to be made. There needs to be a way to make it an issue, and it needs to reach lots of people. I will admit that, unfortunately, all this stuff is going down at a time when drones are the last thing on a lot of people's mind right now. I mean, no matter what side of the political spectrum that you're on, there's just a whole lot of crap going on. And it's simply, unfortunately, the very last thing I think that's on a lot of people's minds. To try to get support. Like during a slow news cycle or a slow year, this would be great. It'd be a great thing.
It would pick up, yeah.
To get out, but it's even harder. It's even harder to get people to care about it. It's like, okay, yeah, it's like who gives a crap? You guys can't fly your toys. Where it's like, okay,
and they don't give a shit.
Yeah, and I totally understand that, because there are people out there having a real hard time, a much harder time than worrying about future drone regulations. I mean, I totally understand that. It just makes it difficult for us to get support for it, and even protest, to even get people to gather to come protest and stuff like that. All this crap made it a lot harder.
Well, Michael, we need to do something about this. As a matter of fact, if you could still get, somebody that they still fly, that would help. In case y'all didn't know,
he's saying his good nights. I'm saying good night as well to him.
Yep. We need to wind it up, and we've been really good. I want to point out to everybody that next week will be another rendition of our Support Your Local Drone channel. I'm going to try to put up something here in the next day or two that I would love for you to put your drone channel on, so that I could highlight them next week.
I got my Osmo lens off.
Yeah, and like Lynn, I remember, like Mel said, it's really hard to get off the first time.
Yeah, I had to give it some force.
So, but it's still got a good seal and everything on
behind my iPad right there, or I would have done it.
Yes, but please, everyone, join us next week for me and Ron. Ron will be back next week, and Ron and I will do our Support Your Local Drone channel. And so, like I said, come in next week, and we'll do that. And I think John said he was going to come back.
Yeah. Let me say my good nights here.
Yeah. Let me let John say his good evenings. And there you go, John.
Good evening, guys. This was an awesome freaking discussion. You guys in chat are awesome. Like I said, I love the fire over the remote ID stuff. But like I said, go out and fly. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your drone. Get it up in the air. Don't let all this stuff freak you out too much. And with that being said, peace and good night. I gotta go do something.
All right. That's pretty good. And I'm grateful to have everybody here each and every week. Please come back next week, and we'll show off your channels with all of us. And I will say my good evenings. Live long and prosper.